What happens when you bring together a startup team that has never met in person and put them all under one roof in the French Alps? Is it going to be total chaos, business breakthroughs, or a bit of both? This is the High Leverage House by Art of Mondays, and we're about to find out.
But the color faded from it. If I could go back and tell you how it ends, I would have done it. Don't let down.
It's been 18 months since I left behind everything in Australia. My high-rise apartment, my stable job, my mates and my family, to risk everything, go fully nomadic and build my brand Art of Mondays without a safety net. But I almost didn't. There was one thing that I kept telling myself at the beginning that made all of the difference, and I'll share that with you later on as well. If you're new here, I'm Evan, and every week I share the honest behind-the-scenes updates, the wins, the tears, and all the wacky stuff in between. And I'll also be sharing this week's Art of Mondays business numbers at the end, so make sure to stick around for that. Anyway, here is a quick look at what this week has been like.
Look at the flick of the wrist. Look at the chip in my tooth. I was 12 when I first caught a fist. Now I throw hands in the booth to tell you the truth. A little cash wouldn't be the worst thing. So if you would, just loosen up them purse strings.
Now here's the thing, there's actually no need for me to tell you about this week because I can just show you instead. So let's roll it. What's up, squad? Hey yo.
What's up? Deep fall. Dude, everyone's looking shaggy.
Yeah, I feel like yesterday was homeless. There's Liam.
Crew is rocked up. Let's go.
There's Evan.
Yeah, we
That's Jai, you know him.
Stan
the man. And you're probably sick of seeing her face by now.
Good to meet you, bro.
The boys have already made a mess.
Already made a
mess. 5 minutes.
Whoopsie daisy. But we will make it tough.
We also packed all the food around away and sat in the sun for a bit.
I'm going to cut this shot before that. Let's do a 1-minute story.
This is probably the clearest water I've been in.
It's more difficult than it looks. Alright. Who's got a one thing for their power hour? So we just wrapped up our Q&A session with Matty Banks, who's the founder of Merchants of the Sun. He's an Art of Mondays member, but he's also built one of the biggest men's jewellery brands in Australia and also now expanded internationally. And a couple of really great things stuck with me that he said. We've spent a lot of time together in the past, went skiing in Japan, and always fascinated how his brain works, especially around the idea of creativity and his creative process. But what stuck with me today was when he was speaking about his team and hiring and management. And he admitted that he's someone who, as being very creative, isn't necessarily the best traditional manager. And the quote from him was, if you find that you are constantly course correcting your team, it's a sign of one of two things. The first is either you're not managing them well enough, because you have to constantly swoop in and realign them, or two, they shouldn't be in your team. So if you find that you're course correcting for your team too often, ask yourself why. Can you build a better system to hold them more accountable? Can they be more aware of what success looks like for them and what they need to be obsessed with? And if you feel like you've already ticked those boxes, then maybe it's a harsh reality that they might not be the right person for your team or for that particular role. And when he's done, everyone moves.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, but
If you can't do it, please email me.
He's playing hard, yeah.
Let's go! There we go. That's as far as means go.
How's dinner, Evan?
Quintessential Mexican. Pouring in the rain.
Oh, I've got a piece of Brio like stuck in my fucking feet. Like fucking Avo waiting between my toes. I got a bit of
Dinner was great. Unexpected kind of events. And most people would go inside and repark, but we decided just to stay out and enjoy the moment. It was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Also, haven't showered yet today, so now I don't need to.
Oh no!
What you got, Stan? And my favorite little takeaway here was using the word imagine in ads, because if you tell someone to imagine a flying pink elephant, right, it's in your head now, see? So by using that little hack in the beginning of your copy, it really helps your audience go into the state that you want them to be and to buy from you, or whatever the call to action is.
Was it a cucumber?
Yeah, crispy spaghetti bolognese.
Zooming out on that week, it's crazy the contrast of the past 18 months. From this, waking up when it's dark and living on autopilot, to this, building a global movement from a chalet in France, all because of one sentence that I kept telling myself. And my big learning this week is that same sentence. Sometimes the biggest risk is taking no risk at all. Staying in the comfortable, in the safe zone, and letting life pass you by. Because what if I didn't take that risk? I'd still be waking up at 5 a.m, hating my alarm clock and hating my 5:30 gym class even more. I'd still be walking to work at 8:45, drinking a double shot coffee, and going to meetings that probably could have been a Slack message. All the while, slowly getting older and daydreaming about a life on the road. A life where I didn't have to look at the price of something on the menu before the item itself. If that's hitting a nerve for you, what's the risk that you're too scared to take right now? And what would happen if you committed to the unknown? Those are the questions for you to ponder this week. But before you do, here's what you've all been waiting for, this week's Art of Mondays business numbers updates. So let's kick things off with our founder family, the highly vetted community for lifestyle founders. At the moment, we have 3,225 applications. That's up 28 this week. We're currently at 210 active members, which is up 2. We've had 12,000 website views again, and the average age of our members is 28. And they're all lifestyle founders. So people who work online and share our values of travel, health, wellness, freedom, and all that good stuff. As for some of the other updates this week, well, I teased this in last week's episode, but we did lock in a Greek island residency for May of 2026, and it's on Chios, right next to the beach, and these photos say enough about that. In the same month, we'll also be hitting up a spot in Spain, in the Andalusian countryside, and I'm honestly so torn to which one I should go to. So help me choose, leave a comment below, and maybe that will help me make up my mind which one you would prefer. Also, if you want to join me at one of them, I'll put a link in the description to apply for our founder family. Just be aware that only 10% of applicants are accepted, so only do it if you're serious about wanting to surround yourself with people like the Art of Mondays crew. Speaking of residencies, in 2 weeks we're kicking off a back-to-back experience in this 500-year-old castle near Montpellier, and I'll show you what that's like when we're there, so make sure to sub if you haven't already. That's all for the founder family. As for the founder sports club, well, I actually don't know how many members we have this week, and that is my challenge of the week. We had 4,901 last week, but since switching to the app, I don't have visibility because I haven't built the system. It's nice to be able to remove myself, but it's a new feeling not having the oversight and the control. It's all part of the growth, I suppose, and we are building a live tracker dashboard that will be ready this week, ideally anyway, and just reminds you of that classic startup messiness. But that aside, we're now live in 50 countries, and we actually ran an in-person event in Montreal, and it turned out pretty epic. Check it out. That's a wrap on Monday Journal 29. I'll see you next week, where I'll show you what winding down actually looks like. in Montpellier and how it never really actually means slowing down. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Drop a comment and say hello. Peace.